The text messaging part of Grower's Edge is very handy because every day I'll receive a text that shows me where the best local market is.
That's what I like about Grower's Edge too. It gives me the information I want on my smartphone so that if I'm not in the office, I still get the information that I need.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills, this is Kevin McNew. Today is the 11th of November. We saw the markets kind of mixed here with corn trading up 4 cents, soybeans down 16 1/4, and wheat in Chicago trading up 16 1/2 cents here today. One interesting story here, wheat kind of closing off toward the highs of the days, up 17 1/2 here. Kevin, what's going on?
Yeah, it was a wild ride, not only for wheat, but obviously corn and beans as well. And wheat, really sort of dodged the trend at the end of the day where corn and beans were selling off. Wheat was actually able to maintain some of its very positive gains. The news today was a bit mixed in my opinion, but certainly the market traded on the positive news, which was the conflict in Ukraine is escalating. The ceasefire is coming to an end. The other thing that continues to worry the market a little bit is the potential winter kill in the northern plains and dipping down into Nebraska. These are stories that I'm not really convinced I want to be a buyer at. I think this is stuff that is not overly riding the fundamental market right now. We continue to have excess supplies of wheat. We continue to face stiff competition in the wheat market internationally, and our dollar continues to grow stronger and stronger, which hurts our export business. So I'm a farmer looking at this today, Cody. I'm not jumping on the bull bandwagon for wheat right now.
Absolutely.
But on beans, we saw a big turnaround from higher early in the day to sharply lower at the end of the day. What's your take on that?
Absolutely, and I think the big thing for beans is the fact that we had soy meal, which has really been leading beans around here. That started out, it moved higher here, but it ended up closing down below 400. You'll notice these are areas, resistance areas we talked about yesterday. We were up over them earlier on in the trade session, up over that 411, now closing down below 400 today. That did not help out prices. Now, why did we go down to those levels? Take a look at the difference here. The blue line is soy meal in Ohio. The green line is soy meal out of Argentina. And you can see here that soy meal out of Ohio is significantly pricier than that soy meal out of Argentina. There was talks earlier on in the day that there's a couple of cargoes headed out of Argentina to the eastern part of the U.S., landing on U.S. shores to be delivered in December and possibly January. That seemed to be a rumor. There was no immediate confirmation of that, but that's the sort of news where you see this sort of price action switch, turn on a dime, and now all of a sudden we're trading lower. When you look at soybeans, you'll notice that we tried to make new highs in the overnight session. We tried to make highs during the day session. Both those areas held as resistance up there around 1086. And as soon as we got this sort of news, this talk about soy meal out of Argentina, we really started selling off here and closing out near the lows.
Yeah, you see that big red bar on the 5-minute chart here, don't you, Cody, where it just got hammered down to the downside.
Absolutely. And I think when you look at this sort of volatility, especially after a pretty directional move that we've seen since the beginning of October, I would say that this sort of volatility really points to the fact that maybe the trend higher here is closing out. It's closer to an end than it is to being able to move higher. So I really think that this sort of price action, very negative here for soybeans. I wouldn't be surprised if we chop around these price levels, but for the most part, I think the highs are in this move that started here in October.
Right.
We'll have to see if that actually plays out.
Yeah, and in the corn market, we didn't have much news in corn. Today normally is the EIA ethanol production figures. Those will come out tomorrow. We're seeing pretty strong ethanol production, much higher than what USDA's penciled in for their annual supply and demand report. Right now, we're on a weekly pace of 4.2% higher compared to last year. USDA is only looking for fractional changes of about 0.3%. So tune in tomorrow. We'll show you those EIA ethanol production numbers. Make sure and visit us on grainhead.com or follow us on Twitter or Facebook. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Thursday.